We're on.
We are on.
We are on.
Something.
No, we're not. We were. You would have known.
You just don't know about it.
We have to talk up because we're distance.
Talk up.
Talk up.
Talk up.
Hi, it's Jane and Evelyn. Jane, Evelyn, and Jenna.
And Jenna.
So it's a J-E-G. We're JAG. We're like the Navy lawyers. So we're going to straighten everything out for you today. That you'll have a new understanding of insanity.
Yeah.
Today's topic is when you started hormones, more or less, because I don't have it written down. When you started hormones, did you make plans on having children by storing your sperm? First off, the question is a good one, but it disturbed me a little bit because what if there's somebody that is a male or a female to male watching this? So we're going to look at it as if maybe you were M to F and F to M came together and had decided to have kids, and you're still included. But it kind of threw me a loop that this was focused more on male to female. So even though the site is that way, and both of us, I have children, and I guess the youngest is 18, so I'm kind of previous marriages. Get the jizz line? Get the jizz? You catch that jizz? I know you did. So that really, the question doesn't apply to me so much, but I do have other feelings about it. And Jane and I both talked about it, and we're looking at it from almost the same perspective. You're a little bit more on the radical side than I am. And yeah, shit yeah. So I'm going to let you start, and then I'll soften a little bit after you tear ass. But
well, the question is, did we save our swimmers? And I can only answer that.
I'm getting my coffee.
Okay, she's getting you a coffee. I had childhood cancer, so mine were pretty much irradiated from an early age. And I don't know why my parents never brought that up to me. Apparently they didn't want me to reproduce, because I don't remember.
No, God works in mysterious ways.
Obvious ways.
Isn't that what he said last night, the comedy show?
I think so. Yeah, mysterious. So mysterious. So from an early age, I was kind of doomed with the whole reproduction thing, I think. But would I have saved my swimmers? I don't know. Here's the thing. I think if you're going to play Pop Goes the Weasel with, like, a baby, okay, being the weasel going pop, you know, like, you have to be really careful about what you're bringing into this world, who, and why. Really, why, actually, is the most important one of those things. I just think that anyone that's going to bring in a baby to this world as it stands, I don't know if it's a good idea. And if you are, and your reasoning behind bringing a little one in, it starts with I, you need to check yourself. Like, think about it. It's a selfish endeavor, having kids. I have cats. That's not a selfish endeavor.
I have 10.
Yeah. And I get it. It's easier to save your swimmers and then find somebody down the road to have your baby, because it's probably the legalities around that, or I would say less red tape maybe than adopting. But I really am all for adopting. I mean, get a little shit that's already here that didn't have a decision, you know, like they're here, take care of those. I don't know. That's where I'm at with it, which is probably really harsh. I probably just offended a lot of people, but that's fine. I will say this, when that's all said and done, I think that I would like the experience of having a baby, just like the prenatal experience. I think that would help me as a person grow as a person, but I don't think that's going to happen for me anytime soon. So just say no. On to you.
Okay. My feelings on this are close to hers, but slightly different. Adoption is definitely an option that I think is viable. I've seen a couple people. I went through transition with a girl that did save her sperm, very young, in her early 20s, like you. I think she was 27. And she got involved with a lesbian girl, and they had a family. And they had a child for all the wrong reasons. And I think that doesn't just pertain to trans folks having kids. I think anybody, not everybody should have children. I believe that. And but the problem was they thought they were going to get a reality TV show. They did one of the Discovery Health or one of those shows. And I was kind of taken back. But there's another couple that also was on TV. I think that the guy's name is Nick or something. Another young couple that live out in Kentucky that had children and did out themselves after having children. And it was the sperm saving thing and all that. They kind of kept it more down low, out of sight of mind. I think we're in a period of time with all this explosion of the trans community coming in to the fore. We're gaining our place. I think we have to be a little bit more careful about how much we put in the limelight, like how much attention we draw to ourselves. Caitlyn Jenner for sure is one. But I think if you're going to have children, I mean, go ahead. In this day and age, we don't know where the world's going, let alone the country. And I'm kind of worried. I'm worried about my children just surviving what's going on today. And if you're going to have children and you live under the T umbrella, I would keep it on the down low. And because bullying is real. It still exists for us and for other kids. Imagine going to school and being out in the community and other children picking on your kids. So I'm always like, I didn't like the Caitlyn Jenner thing. I'm always on that far side. I'm always like the one that's on the cynical side somewhat, that kind of takes the negative side of things. And I just think that if you're going to have kids, then you got to keep it on the down low. And I really do think the word why you're having them, I mean, the planet is, I watch stuff on the internet and TV, especially with the Vice News and all this stuff going on with the refugees and everything, and I'm thinking, oh, if I could save one of them. I got into that with cats and ended up with 24 cats in the house. Now I'm down to just mine. But, I mean...
Jenna, the keeper of the pussy.
But you can't get, involved at that level, I guess. But,
so what do you think are since you have had kids, what do you think are the right reasons to have kids? Are there right or wrong reasons?
Only one of mine was planned. Okay. The last one was planned. The rest were, oh shits.
Sorry, kids.
Sorry, but I love you anyway. But I think if you're going to have kids, first of all, if you're going to have kids, you should have one. We live in an overpopulated planet, and I don't think if you're going to have them, fine, but one, and if anything else, two. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Asians have this whole better view of that. Here in the States, we're like rabbits, 4 or 5 kids. I have 4 kids. It was wrong.
Wait, it's not okay to be like the Duggars?
No, the Duggars are assholes.
Yeah.
And not only are they assholes, but he does porn stars and all that Christianity. But Christianity, all that's a whole other pot of boiling shit that I don't want to get into. But as far as having kids,
you can make a lot of money by having a lot of kids.
Hell yeah!
You can make a lot
Look
of
up
money.
to Mom. She's broke though, isn't she? I don't know. But
you need to rethink this thing.
Yeah. But I guess the bottom line would be on is freezing your sperm and having kids later in life. Why are you gonna do it? Think about what the kid's gonna have to live through. You know what you live through being trans.
Do you think that landscape is changing though?
It is.
I mean, look, when I went to high school, we had 1 black kid per grade and 1 gay kid per grade. That was about it. Once you were that, you met the quota, everything else was on the DL.
Right.
And now it's like a fucking pride fest, it seems, in the halls of high schools around America, most America. So I just wonder if this is changing. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a toss-up. Here's the thing. I think I would, if I ever did want to have a kid, I need to be able to raise it on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and have
I said this yesterday.
and have a nanny, maybe 2, and a housekeeper, so that I can hand it off every time I got a little out of control. And then be around for the lighter moments in life, like going to ballet. Boy, male or female, I don't care. That's probably why I'm not a good mother, or wouldn't be. But I just think you need to really make sure, just like everyone else, make sure that you have your finances in order.
Right.
Make sure that, because, man.
This couple, that I knew, that's up here in northeastern Pennsylvania, they were doing this thinking there was a reality show coming down.
See, that's not cool.
And you're not and they were going to get picked up as a reality show, and it was going to turn into something. And we talked about this yesterday. The amount of stuff that's being put out there, the chances of something like that happen are you're really naive.
Yeah, definitely.
So now there's a kid running around, and what quality of life? There are no guarantees in life, but
I can
really
guarantee that was a dumb decision.
Oh,
yeah,
hands down.
Definitely.
Even the I was Discovery Health, or somebody did it, or Living Learning Channel, one of those. You could see just by the video of what was going on that it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
So.
It really, okay, so if you think about our movement, I know that the trans movement or whatever, the people that defy gender, however you want to define it, has been going on for decades, if decades. But really, we are still in our infancy as a movement, right? So we gotta take our time. We gotta take a breather here, Let's show them that we're kind of humans, just like everyone else is. And then let's bring the kids into the mix. But we can't lead with all of this kid stuff, Even childhood transition, whole nother topic, not gonna touch it right now, but it scares me. Not that it doesn't, I think that it's totally indicated and fine if you are T as a child and you're aware of that, just like most of us are, because there is that dialogue. When I was growing up, I didn't know what the hell to call it. I just thought I was.
Neither did I.
At puberty, I just thought I was a gay kid that took it a little bit too far. I didn't know. So, I think that's good. Okay, and that's good, but it's kind of putting the cart before the horse. So being out there and saying I'm a trans couple with kids, people are just fucking getting their mind around
they're not ready for that.
That you transition, that you would even have those feelings, and why. They're trying to identify us as human. We're like Cylons.
No, we're going ahead faster than letting people catch up with us at this point. That's part of where we are in the period of transgender people.
We're in a growth spurt,
right?
And that's great.
And it's too fast.
Oh, it's always too fast, though. I always thought what's going to make or break our community is when the pushback really starts, which I don't think has happened yet. How are we going to handle it as a community? And I mean, I don't mean pushback as hate crimes and stuff. I mean big pushback as
well,
we
this
go
election
forward.
you see coming up, if the Republicans get in, watch out.
Well, that's a shit show anyway.
Yeah, well, it is a shit show. Both parties is a shit show.
It's
but
ridiculous.
There's going to be
if you believe in
pushback.
politics at this point, you got more problems than kids.
If you believe in politics,
It's ridiculous.
call up that Kim Davis chick. She'll
Yes.
straighten you out.
Kim Davis is my homegirl. I'm just joking.
Well, I think we're beating this up.
I think once Kim Davis actually gets tossed out by everybody, like Huckabee, the Pope, everyone's just like, bitch, you need to go get a job, real job. We'll take her in. The trans community, come on, girl. Come on, girl.
You will?
We'll take her in. We'll take her in.
I won't. I have to be
I'm
honest.
just trying to help. I'll adopt. I see adoption is okay, even grown people. You gotta adopt.
But you gotta adopt. You gotta adopt her 4 husbands or the 4 fathers.
That's all right.
And
we'll teach her the ways.
yeah, you like multiple men at once. I know.
Well, that's my dad.
Yeah.
It takes a village, Mom.
That's right. It takes a community.
So we're at this point way off topic, but
Right.
okay, key points. Let's go. Let's do a little synopsis. You can go first.
If you're gonna have kids, 1 or 2, keep it on the down low. Don't be a public figure. You're gonna have to remember the child and not yourself for the reasons, the I thing, why you're not, why you should need to keep it on the down low, and keeping it, unless you live in a gated community, which is gonna be bigoted anyway. It's conservative bigoted. But unless you live in an area where you can keep the kids very safe, and you don't worry about bullying or any of that, which happens in the gated communities too, you need to really think about what you're doing. And if you end up doing it, down low, down low.
Okay. I think absolutely not. I mean, why bring a kid in, like, for selfish fucking reasons into this country, into this world at this time? However, I'll add an addendum to that, okay?
Are you pointing
If you, if you bring a kid in and your original motives behind it is, and you really understand this, is with love. I mean real love. And you're gonna show that kid love throughout their lifetime unconditionally. And you understand the gravity of that, because it's not a fucking game. Because you fuck your kids up if you don't do that. You have the wrong motives. I live that.
Yeah.
It's not cool. So if you can make that decision and understand the gravity of it, then I'd say proceed with caution. That's it.
Okay, we're done with
It's all
you for
about
this
love,
week.
man.
Good seeing you all.
Bye.
I'm glad to be back. I guess a little explanations in order. My computer did the hoop-de-low and took a crap. And it took, I bought a new, I thought I was going to move into the new age with get off a desk unit into a laptop. And I bought a whole package from Dell, spent a gazillion dollars, and the computer broke 3 times before they made it right and switched the thing out.
Should have bought a Mac.
Shoulda, shoulda, coulda. So at any rate, I am back working again. Everything's not 100%. I'll be on the phone with the concierge, with Dell this week. But at least I have a computer again. And I miss you all. And I hope that this will create dialogue, if not hatred, for us.
That's okay.
And if it does, fuck you.
That's all right. No, you can hate me. You can disagree with me. That's, you know.
That's what it's all about?
That is what it's all about.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Bye, too.